Good evening, everyone. You're watching Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali, and I'll be taking you to top news across Canada.
At-risk Canadians should get additional COVID-19 bivalent booster this spring. Nasi. Etobicoke High School evacuated after bomb threat. Man wanted for murder in Quebec arrested in Mississauga following probe into rash of vehicle thefts. Jolly and Chinese counterpart confront each other over interference claims. Local mother charged with manslaughter in apparent drowning of 2-year-old child. Live updates: Toronto braces for up to 30 centimeters of snow amid heavy winter storm. Nearly 25% of Toronto Pearson flights cancelled ahead of winter storm.
Those were the headlines, and now let's look into the details.
A winter storm anticipated to bring Toronto's biggest snowfall of season is forecasted to dump up to 30 centimeters of snow on the city Friday evening. Environment Canada issued a storm warning early Friday morning, forecasting up to 30 centimeters of snow. Originally, up to 25 centimeters was expected. Senior climatologist for Environment Canada, Dave Phillips, told CP24 Friday that Torontonians can expect about 5 to 8 centimeters of snow an hour in peak hours and blowing winds of up to 70 kilometers per hour. In total, Toronto should receive about 16 hours of snowfall. CP24 will provide live updates on the storm as it hits Toronto below 2:45 p.m. The TTC cancelled a previously planned weekend subway closure and added extra bus service to routes across the city to prepare for the severe conditions. 2 p.m. Toronto Metropolitan University announced it would close campus as of 4 p.m. Friday. 1:45 p.m. WestJet announced the proactive cancellation of all flights in and out of Toronto Pearson Airport as of 8 p.m. Friday evening until Saturday morning, pending conditions. 1:30 p.m. York University announced they will close campus to in-person activities at 5:30 p.m. Friday. Virtual activities and services will continue. 12:50 p.m. Senior climatologist for Environment Canada, Dave Phillips, told CP24 that Toronto could see its biggest storm of the year Friday evening with up to 30 centimeters of snowfall forecast. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly and her Chinese counterpart had a testy exchange this week over allegations that Beijing's envoys may be interfering in Canadian matters. Joly spoke with Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang during a G20 meeting in New Delhi, telling him Canada will not accept China meddling in Canadian democracy. The Liberal government has been under pressure to explain what's doing about alleged interference in the last two federal elections, which came to light in recent media stories based on leaks from security sources. Canadian officials who were there for the exchange say Joly approached Qin and their discussion lasted about 20 minutes. Joly's office said she told Qin that Ottawa will not allow Chinese diplomats to breach international agreements that restrict envoys from interfering in local politics. Her statement said Joly was direct, firm, and unequivocal, and based on the Indo-Pacific strategy the Liberals released last fall, which called for forming ties with other countries to counterbalance China's influence. Joly's statement said it was their first conversation since Qin started his role last December and that the two agreed to keep communicating. Joly had spoken with Qin's predecessor last November. China and Russia objected to paragraphs taken from the previous G20 declaration in Bali last year, according to a summary of Thursday's meeting released by India. Those two paragraphs stated that the war in Ukraine was causing immense human suffering while exacerbating fragilities in the global economy, the need to uphold international law, and that the use or threat of use of nuclear weapons is inadmissible. Joly's office said that in the closed-door meetings, Russia for its invasion and the chaos it has caused in global food and energy supply chains, which amount to an all-out attack in the world's most vulnerable populations. According to her office, Joly called on her Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov, to stop holding the world's most vulnerable hostage. Halton police have arrested 3 people in connection with a rash of vehicle thefts, including one who was wanted for first-degree murder in Quebec. Police said that officers were investigating the theft of a pickup truck in Georgetown when they learned that suspects were involved in a number of other vehicles thefts in the area. Authorities allege that the three suspects, all from Quebec, were staying at an Airbnb in Milton and using a rented Hyundai Elantra to steal vehicles. The suspects were ultimately located at a gas station in Mississauga early Thursday morning and taken into custody by Halton police. Police say that officers seized a loaded handgun, a large machete-style knife, and tools used in the commission of reprogramming-style vehicle thefts at the time. One of the suspects, an 18-year-old man, was also wanted for first-degree murder in Quebec. The other two suspects, both 19, were wanted by the Ontario Provincial Police and Durham Regional Police for vehicle-related thefts respectively. Police say that they will not be identifying the suspects due to their ages at the time that some previous offences were committed. They are facing dozens of combined charges, including multiple counts of theft of a motor vehicle. Nearly a quarter of all flights at Pearson Airport Friday have been cancelled as Toronto braces for what could be the biggest snowstorm of the season. Environment Canada issued a winter storm warning early Friday morning, forecasting up to 30 centimeters of snow and high winds for Toronto beginning in the evening. Pearson alerted travelers on Twitter earlier on Friday to be careful as the snow dumps on southern Ontario, warning of the poor road conditions and visibility. WestJet has preemptively made the call to cancel all of the scheduled flights in and out of Pearson from 8 p.m. Friday night onwards, noting these cancellations would carry through until morning pending the weather conditions. Meanwhile, Air Canada advised its passengers to check their flight status online before making their way to the airport. As of 4:50 p.m., nearly 23% of all 478 scheduled departures out of the airport have been cancelled, while roughly 24% of the 467 arriving flights have been cancelled. Billy Bishop Airport is also warning travelers of the winter weather's potential impact on its operations out of downtown Toronto, as many of its departing flights from around 7:30 p.m. onwards have already been cancelled. An Etobicoke High School has been evacuated after receiving a bomb threat. Toronto police said they were called in shortly after 11 a.m. after the threat was received at Etobicoke Collegiate Institute, located near Dundas Street West and Islington Avenue. Police would not say exactly how the threat was received. However, they said there were no injuries. Grade 9 and 10 students were relocated to Montgomery's Inn, while grade 11 and 12 students were relocated to Central Arena. Kurtz said students will not likely return to the school today given that police need time to investigate. She said students will be supervised at the other locations until parents are able to pick them up.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.